Yo, YOLO, that's right. You guys didn't hear this, but my co-host Lance just said YOLO. I said, why not? We're going to start early because it was still like 40 seconds left on that timer. But I feel like it's such a good time. Why wait? Why wait for the happiest hour? Let's start it right now. Let's jump right in. I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're having a good day. I hope I hope if you're in the Midwest, I hope you're enjoying this weather. You know what I mean? The East Coast is all rainy. It's all awful. But if you're in the Midwest, you can go walk around outside in the sun in the 40-degree weather. Cheers, everybody. I hope you've got a chance to get a drink in your hand for the happiest hour. With me, as always, is my lovely co-host, Lancey Joe. Lancey.
Hi, Brendon.
Hi, Lancey. How you doing today?
Good. It's about 54 degrees outside right now, and
it's actually nice out.
It's really nice. I just glanced out the window as I said that, and I was like, "Whoa!"
It's actually nice outside. It's actually sunny. The light that I don't have any additional lighting today. Yesterday I had all kinds of. I had to put all the lights up. And today actually was it's perfect. I got a whisker. One of my whiskers apparently ended up on the microphone.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah, this beard. You should wait until they drop some bars. Those whiskers. Ooh. I wanted to start a group. Brendon Lemon and the Whiskers.
Yesterday I wondered why you had all those lights on. I was wondering why you were wearing tandem bed goggles during the show, but I wasn't going to say anything.
This beard is, and everybody's been mentioning it. Today, I should say, we don't have a guest. It's just you and I hanging out and talking. So we'll do this for a while. This is some of my favorite episodes, actually, is when you and I just chill out and shoot the shit and talk about stuff.
Shoot the shit.
You're looking a little grizzled today. I see you. Did you shave or what? You're even growing a little mustache there.
Yeah, I'm looking at myself on Facebook here, and as I'm watching along, and I need to shave again.
I think you look fine. You look fine. You've got that whatever ring light you use every day you get on here. I feel like you look like you could be like a model or something. You look like you could like Maybelline or like whatever. You've just got this high fashion circle light that's exaggerating your face. No pores. I don't see any pores.
No. Let's see here. I got this. Can you see the?
What? Are you messing with? Is that the coloring of the light that you're messing with?
Yeah, like you can switch it here. I've got a little switcher. Yeah. So this is like a. I'll tell you what setting I'm.
That's the cool one. I
think
do that
I
over here.
One.
It's just a window in this tiny closet. I should
You've
give
got
everybody a
and
tour of this room at some point, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just... Here, let me give you a tour of this room. Wait 1 second. There you go. There's the whole room now. That's it. It's the whole goddamn room.
Ecamm Live is going to freeze up when you try to do this.
On either side of this is the wall. Like, there's no space in either direction. That is the whole room. Whoa! That we just zoomed in so quickly. Hey, there we go.
Yo, I'm Brendon Lemon. This is my crib.
Yo, what up? I'm Brendon Lemon. This is my crib. I was on a live stream TVCO last week, and they had me give a tour of the apartment, and it was like just me for half an hour walking around talking. And TVCO is like a live streaming like app.
Yeah,
you know, it's like I'd never heard of it. Are you familiar with it?
Mm-mm.
But like I went on it and walked around, and it's just random strangers hitting me with questions. Like on this thing, they're like, "Is that where you masturbate? What is going on with it? How come can you see people through your windows? Like it's just all just random Chinese people who are tuning in on TVCO.
Really, they were actually Chinese people.
Some of them were, I imagine. You know, 1 out of every 7 people on the planet is Chinese, so you're bound to run into them.
Yeah. Or named Muhammad. But usually they're not the same.
It's the most common name, Muhammad.
Yeah, so if somebody's named Muhammad Smith and they're Chinese, then they're the most prototypical person, but they also don't exist. Isn't that weird?
What do you mean they don't exist?
Because there's nobody named Muhammad Smith that's Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Is this thing on?
I mean, I get it. I just never expected that combination of words to, come across my ears.
I'm the first person to actually say it, and the Illuminati doesn't want me to say it, but I'm going to say it.
That's true. They've been keeping you down for years.
They have been.
The Illuminati, if you're watching this show, you need to understand something. You're committing a thought crime by listening to Lancey Joe because the Illuminati have been keeping him down for a long time. How can you be the most popular comedian ever and not be famous? It's because the Illuminati has been running a campaign against Lancey since the 1830s. They knew he was coming, and they ran a strong zone defense.
Uh-oh, there's the sports reference. You know Brendon's in the weeds when the sports reference comes out.
I knew it's so much fun to drop sports just any sports anything on the phone with you because you're like, oh man, Brent, you are. What are you doing, buddy? You're about to get mired in the mud of sports. You know nothing of what you're talking about, Brendon. It's right. I'm the lead. I'm a great. Let me tell you something. I'm a great trivia team player. I'm so good on a trivia team until we get to sports, and then I know, and then I'm like.
Some people say the best. Some people are saying I'm great.
Some people say great. I say the tremendous. I'm a tremendous. Listen, audience, Lancey will video chat me at midnight and say, Brendon, can you just please live stream me very quickly your Trump impression?
I need to just get a video of it so I can watch it at any point.
Good night. Have a great sleep.
It's tremendous.
It's tremendous. This motherfucker's prevented people from getting the IRS check that they were owed for Corona because they had an immigrant husband or wife. Did you know that?
Is that why I haven't got mine yet?
No, that's another. You need to check with the Illuminati because I think that's why you haven't gotten yours. They're trying to, like I said, they're running a strong zone defense.
That cover two. But the weakness of the cover two is the out and up. We all know this.
Juke, Lancey. Juke them.
Yeah. Let me tell you a sports story. And this one is pretty inspiring.
I can't wait to hear this.
Well, it's actually inspiring by being reverse inspiring.
I see. It's uninspiring.
It's no, reverse inspiring, different.
It's anti-inspirational. It's disinspiring.
Yeah, disinspiring is a good word. The 2010 San Diego Chargers had the best offense in the league. And the best defense in the league. And didn't even make the playoffs.
What?
Yep.
How's that possible?
It's like Muhammad Smith. That's Chinese. It just doesn't happen.
Was it because Muhammad Smith was both played both offense and defense on the?
The reason was, well, they have a nice YouTube video about it. Just type in 2010 San Diego Chargers.
Sure.
Maybe SB Nation. But their explanation
SB Nation?
is
why SB Nation? SD Nation?
No, SB Nation. I'm not sure what it stands for. Maybe Sports Broadcast
San
Nation.
Diego.
San Diego.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Did they check San Diego for her? That might have been where she was the whole time.
How did we lose that breadcrumb trail?
It's like Leonardo da Vinci. Where is he? He's in Vinci. That's where he's at.
He's from Vinci.
He had a bunch of Patreon supporters. A lot of people don't know that.
Everybody, here's the thing. Everybody's got a big hard-on for Leonardo da Vinci, but if you go to the town of Vinci, they don't care. They're like, whatever. Hey, that guy? You talking about Leo?
Yeah.
The guy
like,
who I pushed down
Leonardo?
when he was 6 years old in the mud. He's a genius? Sure, he draws pictures of circular things. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh, they'll fly. Like, no, sorry, Leo.
He sketched up the helicopter before it came out.
That's true, but his design also would not have worked. It was just a little funnel. It was like a little cone.
You're talking about the actual helicopter. I was talking about like the sexual maneuver where you take that helicopter.
You talking about when you wave your penis around in a circle?
Right.
I grew up in a very Dutch area. I was under the impression that was called the windmill.
The Leonardo da Vinci also wrote everything backwards so no one would read it.
Even him. That was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Years later, they asked him they were like, we want you in the court of France. They were like, we really want you to tell us about your secrets, and he was like, I cannot do it.
I cannot read that.
He's a very that's very Italian of him. You know what I mean? To be like, I had the greatest secrets in the world, but I don't know.
Where is the Brendon Lemon?
Hey, where he is? A lot of people don't know this, but did you know? I don't. You probably know this, Lance. That Leonardo da Vinci actually invented penne pasta. That's true.
That's real.
That's real. 100%. That's real. Penne pasta didn't exist before Da Vinci. It was just spaghetti. That's the only thing people could eat.
Really?
Yes.
Is this true that pizza was invented in the United States?
No, pizza was invented in Naples, Italy.
Really?
Yeah, that's true.
I heard otherwise.
No, well, I mean, it became what it is because of the United States, but actually it was invented in Naples because it has the three colors of the flag of Italy. It's supposed to at least have the three colors of the flag of Italy. It's got mozzarella, which is white. It has like spinach or some other leafy green that they throw on top of it, and then it has red tomato sauce on it. Here's the thing that really blows my mind. So Leonardo da Vinci didn't invent penne. Before you guys go to Google that shit, I just made that up. I thought it would be funny, but Lancey really believed me, and then I felt guilty. So
you were like, I'm either gonna have to ride this out the whole show,
yeah, or
drop some knowledge.
So, no, but pizza really was invented in Naples for that exact reason. And the thing that's weird that I think about, though, is that before the Columbian Exchange, before Columbus discovered America and brought over a whole bunch of stuff from America to Europe, like tomatoes didn't exist in Europe. So the real question is, what the hell did Italians eat before tomatoes came back over? Because as far as I know, that every meal and every Italian meal has tomatoes. It's a tomato sauce. It's in meat sauce. It's all over the place.
They just smoked cigarettes and rode scooters.
All they did was smoke cigarettes and ride Vespas back to the Middle Ages. I remember that.
So when you were on my show, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I don't know when it was, somebody asked you about Marco Polo.
Oh, yeah.
And you said that somehow or another that led to the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, that is true, actually. So what a lot of people don't know is Marco Polo was the inventor of the polo.
Is that true?
No, Ralph Lauren is the inventor of the polo. No, I have no idea.
Ralph Lauren came up with polio. That's what a lot of people know.
Marco Polio. No, Marco Polo invented the classic childhood game, and
not Marco Polo. He invented categories.
Balderdash is what he invented. And inspired the Parker brothers. So Marco Polo, this is real. So Marco Polo went to the court of Kublai Khan in Asia, and he went to the East and he recorded all of these different things. So Noodles, when I was like, oh, Leonardo da Vinci, penne pasta, and all that bullshit, the truth is that Noodles came back to Italy from Marco Polo's travels to the East. He came back, he saw how noodles were made, he brought it back, he basically distributed it around Italy through all these different texts that he wrote. And that's true. So part of the reason the Renaissance happened was because Marco Polo brought this knowledge from the East back to Italy, and that was in the late 1400s, early 1500s. I'll have to double check the time, but that actually is part of the reason the Renaissance happened.
So he brought the recipe or the cooking techniques for noodles.
Yeah, he popularized, in his writings, he popularized the concept because the court of Kublai Khan was so, you have to understand, it was like it was so tremendous. It was tremendous. God damn it, I didn't mean to do that.
It was terrific.
Other courts, pretty good courts. Genghis Khan, great court. But Kublai Khan, the best court.
Rafael Nadal, great court.
John McEnroe, good court. Magic Johnson, great court. What the fuck? That's so fun. God damn it, Lancey. How the hell did you do that fast?
I got a calculator here.
Oh my God. It's sad to me that there's only like 4 people watching this because unbelievably, that was like watching a magician reach into a hat and then pull out a rabbit, and then in front of your eyes, the rabbit turned into ribbons that he continued to pull out. And then the ribbons turned back into a rabbit. That's like what that just was. That was wasted on this audience.
Well,
God
they can
it.
watch it in syndication. I'm getting a huge check from that.
All right, yeah. We play at 2 a.m. in Moscow.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to doing that show this weekend, by the way. What were we talking about? Kublai Khan?
A tremendous court.
So the court of Kublai Khan. So Marco Polo became an advisor to Kublai Khan. And the court of Kublai Khan was so just like tremendous. I keep saying tremendous, but it really was. It was opulent.
So where's Marco Polo from?
Italy. He was from Florence.
So he went to Kublai Khan, which was the area, what is that, like Germany or something?
No, what? No, it's Asia. He was in China.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was Kublai Khan crazy and wild?
He was a crazy and a wild guy. Yeah, he was a wild. Kublai Khan was a wild man.
I mean, was he like Genghis Khan?
Well, no, he was. He was a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, but
was he?
Yeah, he was not like Genghis Khan. If what you mean by he was like Genghis Khan was he like a murderer and like a crazy conqueror? Not quite, but he definitely followed in that tradition in many ways. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty nuts. What are you looking at? What is?
It looks like are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording, man.
Oh.
We haven't something going on or something?
Yeah, it just went back to the main screen. Cut me off.
Weird. No, I see 4. We've got people watching.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're all right.
That's totally unprofessional of me.
That's fine. I mean, we're only in syndication all over the place.
Yeah, they're in about 18 hours in Moscow. They're going to be losing their shit over this. This co-host.
What is this guy's deal? What's the deal with this? What deal is with this man?
I was looking at my hair as I turned this way. I like this
cowlick?
What is that, like Dennis the Menace or something?
Yeah, like Ed DeBevic.
Is Ed Debevec a real person?
Yeah. He invented penne pasta.
Penny. They called it penny because it only cost a cent to buy originally.
That's true. Every noodle cost 1 cent. So if you wanted to feed a family, you better have $1 with you or you can't buy 100 noodles. If I had 25 noodles and my brother had 25 noodles and each of my parents had 25 noodles, I feel like that would be unfair. That's equal.
Why?
Well, because what did I do? My parents are the ones who bought this meal.
This is what I've been saying about the top 1%.
The top 1% of penne eaters?
Did you know that, speaking of Bernie in the top 1%, that, Bill Gates thought that he might have had coronavirus there for a second, so he got his temperature taken.
Sure.
And his temperature was a little high. It was 43 degrees. Apparently he slept too close to the lamp in his terrarium.
I see what you tried to do.
He's a lizard person.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Lancey's referencing a joke I used to do. When comedy existed, when people did stand up. I don't know if your parents have told you about this, audience, but
yeah, comedy used to exist.
And
I used to try to do comedy when that was going on.
Yeah, well,
used to exist.
You did it. You did it. You competed with movies and television and live streams and video games and
I remember the open mic that Netflix used to go to. Netflix used to do open mics before it made it.
Netflix would show up.
Netflix was there. Amazon Prime was at a mic, I remember.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. This was back in the 80s before they made it.
It was back when that big N would get on stage and attempt to grab the microphone and hold it to its not mouth. And it was very strange. But so I did a joke that I was like, it was Jeff Bezos.
I love the Jeff Bezos series.
Bezos prefers to I said he prefers to stay at home. He's classically not a public figure. He likes to stay at home where he can sleep on top of his heat rock. That's the joke. And every time it hit, like people got it. Where I said he can keep the actual joke was where Jeff Bezos can slither his scaly body on top of his heat rock.
You had a solid 45 minutes on Jeff Bezos alone.
I looked and sounded like a crazy person. Into the fall and winter, I sounded like a crazy person.
I specifically remember you doing all of them in a row at that annoyance. I can't remember if it was the open mic or the. I think it was the open mic.
I was on the show and I had those cards, and
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kept going, and the audience went nuts. That was the thing that
they loved it.
There's all kinds of people, all three of you watching this show, including Lancer and me, which means whoever you are, audience member, and you're not going to believe me, but I was funny at one point, and that I crushed. It was like the craziest thing. The audience loved that.
Hopefully it's not Jeff Bezos, it's the other person.
I hope it's
he's
Jeff. Jeffrey, if we're supporting you, buddy, but please give back.
Did you ever hear? I think I wrote this right after you left to go to New York. One of the 15 times you did that this year. I think it was between the 12th and the 13th time I wrote a Jeff Bezos joke. Because did you see that they hacked into his iPhone 10? People Really? That was a real news story. Before Corona, there was other news stories.
They hacked into Jeffrey's
iPhone 10,
iPhone.
And what amazes me about that story is Jeff Bezos has an iPhone 10.
Yeah.
An iPhone 10.
Way back.
You can't spring for the iPhone 11.
Yeah.
How many billions of dollars do you need to get the iPhone 11?
Well,
that's
I
how
mean,
much
the problem
it is at
the
AT&T.
problem is that it's Apple. That's the problem, Lance, is that Apple has cookies on his computer, and when Jeff Bezos logs in, if he wants to buy the iPhone 11, it's going to cost him $11 million. That's the problem with the future, is they're not selling an iPhone 10 for $700. They're selling you an iPhone 10 for $700. They're selling Jeff Bezos an iPhone 10 for $11 million.
Yeah, because he visited the site first and he didn't buy it, and then he went back to the site thinking he was going to find the same deal. And
wait, the price went up?
Well, what got me though is like, if Jeff Bezos is using some like a one generation subpar iPhone, okay, like now let's do a trend extrapolation. What is Bill Gates using? Because he's got billions of dollars less.
It's got to be a Windows phone. He probably hates it.
A Nokia 8120 is what, by my estimation.
He probably goes and picks it up every time it vibrates, and he hears it through his door because it's a fucking doorstop. God damn it.
He's got to take the GIMP suit off and tell Melinda to go get
the GIMP suit. Melinda. Oh, my God.
I have to be honest. I like Bill Gates. I think he's great.
He's wonderful, man. Have you seen him sing karaoke? It's wonderful.
No.
Somebody sent me a video today of the Windows 95. There was like a big... Before Steve Jobs changed the way that technology is revealed around the world by getting up and being a fucking magician with it.
Yeah.
He did a little magic show. Did you guys go watch? Like, somebody go watch. Go back and YouTube Steve Jobs revealing the iPhone or the iPod. It's like he's like a magician. Like, it's the most insane. He's like, what we have here, woof, and then he like reveal the whole thing is insane. Anyway, before that happened, they used to do these like Microsoft Windows things where they would reveal it, and it's Bill Gates and like just all these other Microsoft dudes on stage dancing to like the Rolling Stones, and it's the gayest thing I've seen in my life. It's so I've watched, like, I've been to drag shows, you know what I mean? Like, and I've watched Queer as Folk. Like, but it's the gayest thing I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, I went to a drag show one time, and they did, in fact, reveal the latest version of Windows when I was at the end.
Windows XPP.
Here it is.
Windows X penis.
That one's going to get us in a little trouble.
Every episode, I think, now is my Shane Gillis moment. Every episode, I think, here it is.
The time has come.
I can't believe I get this, because, I mean, Shane Gillis and I share a lot in common. We're both white. We're both poor. We both hate Asians. I think that that was so ridiculous. I feel bad for him and the people at Saturday Night Live for that entire thing happening. Plus, I mean, like, come on. I mean, 1 out of every 7 people is Asian. I mean, pardon me, Chinese. Many more people are Asian than are Chinese. Common misconception, by the way.
Well, what side are you arguing, that he should not have been fired?
I don't think he should have been. I don't think he should have been fired.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But obviously, we're comedians, so
yeah,
we have to get our union dues.
Right, to get our union dues.
We have to not agree with that.
That's true.
I don't want to. This is why my parents wanted me to be a comedian, because it's safe. I was like, no, I want to go be a doctor or lawyer.
No,
like,
comedian.
Nope. You're
Get
doing
that steady income, Lance.
Your father was a comedian. His father was a comedian. My granddad actually did the first transatlantic open mic, which
was that when the Pacific decided to re-identify as the Atlantic? Is that why it was transatlantic?
It was something like that.
What a stupid fucking joke I just made. Anyway, I what's funny about that, Lance, is that I'm actually kind of semi grandfathered into this in the sense that like I have two uncles who are stand-up comics. One of them owned a comedy club in Detroit. So I felt like I didn't like have to do this. Obviously, I have plenty of relatives who didn't do this.
Before the advent of stand-up.
Yeah, before the advent of stand-up comedy. But I, you know what I mean. I love it. It's a thing we have to do. I'm talking, of course, about being racist against Asians, not stand-up comedy.
Who do you think is the who do you think is the first stand-up comedian? Lenny Bruce?
Oh, no. That's a good question. Okay, you're asking a serious question. I think the first stand-up comics actually were ancient philosophers. I think that that's Socrates.
That's why they wore those ridiculous togas. They were trying to get laughs. They weren't being serious, people.
Nobody wears these clothes. This is all ironic. People wear pants and shirts. Look at me. I got a, towel wrapped around me.
Socrates is like getting ready for his first set. He's like chewing his nails, and they're like, "What are you gonna do tonight?" And he's like, "I don't know. Hand me that drape. I got something. I got an idea.
Hand me the shower curtain."
Yeah,
I got a hilarious idea. I'm about to live stream this to the Athenian forum.
Because back then they would say, "I bombed." And that was before bombs were a thing.
No, that bombs hadn't. So what
bombs
happened
were named after
dynamite was invented, and someone dropped it, and it exploded. People went, "This is like when someone tells a joke and it goes really bad.
It goes poorly.
It goes so poorly that these poor folks have blown to pieces."
When it's not a tremendous joke.
It's not. It's the opposite. Oh, God damn it, Lance. We should probably wrap this thing up, dude.
Dude. No, we're going.
So nice.
We're going
we're
until
cooking
my show
with gas,
starts.
but it's so nice out. It's so nice out here.
Are you going to go for a walk?
I think I might have to go for a run or a walk or something, man. It's I feel like we're in the middle of this very stupid pandemic. But I think that it's actually very nice outside. And I feel like I should go out and do something. By the way, this beard needs to go because it is a magnet for germs.
Oh, yeah. You got to avoid germs.
It's bad. I keep threatening people in public like this. Stay away from me.
It looks good, though. Did you trim your own hair?
I haven't. I've not done anything, actually.
I don't know how you're becoming more clean cut somehow.
Oh my God, Joy Schanenberger, great friend of the show, is asking the question: Lancey, how do you think you'd look with Brendon's beard on your face? She said bears, but I think she meant beard. How would you look with my bears on your face? Here with an answer to that question, Tim Cox, ladies and gentlemen. We should get him on this show, by the way.
Yeah. We definitely... Oh, and I talked to Laura Hug last night on my show, and she said she would be on.
That's lovely. She's wonderful. Yeah. She's hilarious.
So we could have all the producers of Windows 98 on this soon.
More than any other show I've ever produced, Windows 98 has had the most people reach out to try to be on that show. So many people reached out. That name alone captured so many people's imaginations.
Except for audience members.
Yeah, except audience members.
Whoever was going, because every week I would have 30 or 40 people, literally 30 or 40 people every week say on these different websites, that they were coming to that. And I think that those people were quarantining before it was cool. They were quarantined hipsters. They were like, I want to get out, but what if a virus breaks out? They had seen it. They had seen it happening.
Before it was, yeah, that's so funny. Before Corona was a thing.
I think that the name was funny, but it was like an open mic joke where only comedians would like it. Like regular people didn't. They were like,
Windows 98.
And one week, speaking of, because we brought magic up a couple of times already in this show, I walked out of Windows 98 one week to try to bark in some business. There wasn't a ton of foot traffic over there, and right next door there was a magic show going on, and I looked in there, and it was packed in there.
Well, you're talking about, that's right in Boys Town where there's like that magic, that weird close-up magic. How the fuck, let's ask, I'm sorry to drop an F-bomb on all of you, but let me ask this question. How the fuck do a close-up magic club get people, how does a close-up magic club get people when people don't want to go watch live comedy? Like, you want to go watch a dude mess with cards 6 inches from your face? And you don't want to hear any... There's nothing funny about that.
Is that what he was doing? Did you see or did you walk by it once and see that happening? Or
well, that's the whole... Isn't that what the thing is? Is like you go and it's like a magic in your face or something?
One time Mike Eunice and I did this dual comedy act. You remember Mike Eunice?
Yeah, of course. He destroyed my apartment once.
Really?
Yeah, he did House of Jokes, and he came over and he destroyed the whole fucking apartment. And people, it was besides Dylan Scott and God damn it, I can't believe it. I'm having all these brain farts. Besides Dylan Scott and Renee playing guitar that brought the house down literally because he destroyed it. But people loved it. People loved Mike Eunice coming over and basically destroying my apartment.
While his set was going on, he was like,
yeah, that was what he was like. Fuck you, Brendon Lemon, and then like was like knocking shit down and like.
He was really funny, but
he went crazy and he moved to San Francisco. I remember.
Yeah, he went somewhere, and but anyway, we were supposed to do this 2-man routine, and we planned. We wrote like 40 minutes of material. Mm-hmm. A solid 40 minutes, and we ended up only having to do when we got there, they were like, it's a 10-minute set.
Yeah.
And so we had written 40 minutes of material, but our big closer is that we, so before the show, we taped a card underneath the seat. And so it was just a random person would sit there. And then at the end of the show, we'd say, sir, check under your seat. Seriously, check under your seat. And the guy would go and he would bring out this playing card. And this is apropos to nothing. And and he would look at the card and we were like, is that your card?
This is the only card I have. So it is your card. Ta-da!
This broke our minds. It was so funny. I don't think when we actually did that, because we had to do that one joke at least, because we had taped a
so
card.
Funny.
I don't think it went over as well.
No, how could it? How could it have?
The set went well.
Yeah.
But the that particular joke, which is supposed to be the big closer, and then we get carried off the field like Rudy. That particular one didn't go that well, but just the idea of that joke is hilarious.
Oh my God, man. So people who are watching who are non-comics, the number of, when comedians get together, all you try to do is like out crazy each other a little bit. And it can go down some very bizarre rabbit holes. Like
it's like out random each other.
Yeah, kind of. Like but what's weird is it has its own logic. So it's not like literally crazy. It's not actually off the wall. There's some weird mental trace to something. And a good example of this is like years ago when I was in high school, I was in a comedy troupe. It was an improv group. And we did this thing where we were going to pretend like we were listening to heavy metal music to open the show. And we were all going to dance around like we were in a mosh pit, but there was no music. And we were like, this is fucking hilarious. And so we did that, and the crowd was like, what is happening? And we were like, yeah, yeah. it's the same exact, like, people, like, normal people are like, whatever thread of, there's no way I can figure out what's going on. Because you know, as a comedian, you're like, you're in the crazy space all the time, and your mind is moving so quickly.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Well, do you think other professions have this like where regular people don't get it, but people inside the profession, like, you think architects are like,
yeah, like, or dentists?
Yeah, dentists is a funnier.
What if we put a crown on get this, filling in a crown?
And other dentists are like, man, that's genius, man.
That's hilarious.
And then regular people are like,
I don't get it. Yeah, I think that happens. Oh my God, Nancy. All right, buddy. We should wind it up. It's been a fun one today. This was a good time. What time is you guys are going to 8:30 at the Lancey Joe on Venmo show? Yeah,
I think so. Between 8 and 8:30, just keep your eyes on the Facebook. Everybody will be. But,
who's on tonight?
I'm not exactly sure. You can call in if you want after this nice day ends.
Yeah, shoot, buddy. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I might be outside. It's actually nice. It's actually nice. But
you didn't have to say actually.
Actually.
That hurts the weather's feelings.
All right, peace, buddy. Take it easy, Lance. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you soon. Bye y'all.
Whoa. or not. There we go.